You won't believe how far fans can go because of their enthusiasm for their team or rider. Sometimes, in an attempt to encourage them, they end up annoying them and causing the team major setbacks. Here are some of my experiences. 10. Vincenzo Nibali, Alpe d'Huez. Vincenzo Nibali, an Italian rider, crashed out of the race with 4 kilometers left in stage 12 after his handlebars tangled with a spectator's camera strap, which led to a fractured vertebra. However, another fan helped him get back on his feet. After discovering the depth of his injuries, he decided to call it a day, but before then, he was able to press on and close the gap on those ahead, losing just 13 seconds to the victorious Geraint Thomas and winning the 7th place. 9. Grinning fan wipes out most of the peloton on stage 1 with a cardboard sign, Tour de France. On stage 1 of the Tour de France in 2021, a spectator waving a cardboard flag above the peloton resulted in a significant crash. Tony Martin, the road captain for Jumbo-Visma, crashed with the sign that was waved out onto the road some 40 kilometers from Landernau's stage 1 finish. With a group of cyclists on his left and a grassy area on his right, Martin had no choice but to ride directly into the cardboard sign because there was nothing he could do to move out of the way. The unaware spectator had been beaming for the cameras while holding up the banner with a message for her grandparents. Before you could say Jack, it spread like wildfire and roughly 3/4 of the group were laying on the road in a mass of bikes and bodies. Martin's colleagues nearby fell first. According to early accounts, only one rider, the German Jasser Sutterlin, DSM, was compelled to quit the tour on the spot. To allow the remainder of the field to catch up before the day's final hill, the riders who avoided the mishap took it easy. We're glad to have the public on the side of the road on the hashtag TDF2021, the tour's official account tweeted. But to ensure the riders' safety and the success of the tour, please don't put your life in danger just to appear on camera or television. 8. Chris Froome, inhaler incident. Giro d'Italia. The strange incident occurred in the race's 19th stage, with the Briton leading. Suddenly, 2 individuals with enormous inhalers started sprinting behind Froome while he was cycling. One was wearing surgical scrubs and the other carrying a big inhaler. The joke follows Froome failing a drug test at the 2017 Vuelta a España. Froome asserts that to treat his asthma, he must use an inhaler. However, testers still discovered a positive sample of the drug salbutamol in his urine. It contained double the legally allowed amount, which drew condemnation from other cyclists. 7. Maxime Belkov, pushed by a fan. A fan ran into the road and shoved the 32-year-old cyclist into the side barrier during stage 12 of the famous Vuelta a España. Following the outrageous episode, Belkov vented his rage on Facebook. After finding out that the fan had a learning issue, Belkov opted not to pursue the matter further. The offender was ultimately arrested. The Russian then made it obvious that he would not pursue legal action against the fan before making a direct appeal to the other attendees. He said, "Through the Vuelta organizers, I have received more details from the Guardia Civil about the incident that occurred yesterday on the Puerto del Torcal when a fan pushed me into the ditch. The man suffers from a mental disability. For me, this is more than enough reason not to undertake any further action against him." 6. Peloton crash caused by fan's errant cell phone leads to cyclists pleading for self-awareness. Tour de France. Once more, a fan's negative influence on the Tour de France is felt. An obstruction in the 15th stage from a spectator forced American rider Sepp Kuss to crash, which in turn caused other riders to crash behind him and slowed down the scores of others in the peloton. Later replays revealed that the spectator looked to be taking a selfie or recording the peloton as it passed while holding out a cell phone over the racetrack. Several riders and teams made public appeals after the stage to spectators to be more self-aware in a sport where so much can go wrong so rapidly. 5. Simon Yates and Stefan Kuss crash. After Simon Yates spent the night licking his wounds, Stefan Kuss, Total Energies, was having the Tour de France of his life when a careless fan spoiled everything. The careless fan was hospitalized and Yates dropped from 4th to 6th in his pursuit of the final podium after the Belgian, who was racing in 13th place overall, clipped him while leaning into the racecourse on Saturday. Kuss took to Twitter to say, "When a spectator steps up more than 1 meter up the road and doesn't move when the peloton arrives, then you better stay home. You have no respect for the riders. I hope you feel really guilty. I have to leave the tour because of you." 4. Giuseppe Guerini, 1999 Tour de France.
Los últimos años en Alpe donde Pantani ganó. Bueno, pues fíjense lo que cambia una carrera por un imbécil. Fíjense.
A teenager blocked Giuseppe Guerini during the 1999 Tour de France as he rode toward an assured solo victory at the Alpe d'Huez ski station. As the finish line came into view, a spectator entered Guerini's path to capture a picture before being struck by the rider. Unsurprisingly, Guerini crashed to the ground before swiftly mounting and completed the day with his first tour stage under his belt. 3. Wilfried Nelissen, police crash, 1994. In 1994, Wilfried Nelissen struck a police officer when he slammed into a French police officer at full speed during the 1994 Tour de France. Wilfried Nelissen caused a terrible collision. Police officers were stationed alongside the barriers on the finishing straight at intervals of around 100 meters throughout that year's tour. As the race rushed up for the sprint finish, it appeared as though the police might have been taking a picture. Nelissen was running along the barricades when he slammed into the officer, knocking Laurent Jalabert to the ground and bloodying his nose in the process. 2. The dogs are on the loose. It's nothing new for dogs to cause accidents at the Tour. Numerous times throughout the years, a dog off its leash has caused chaos in the Tour peloton. One of the more striking instances involved Markus Burghardt in the 2007 Tour, whose carbon wheel completely bent due to the crash. The 2022 Tour's first day yellow jersey winner from the previous year, Yves Lampaert, later crashed at age 12 when a dog escaped its leash. The Belgian on Soudal Quickstep yelled, "Please keep your dog at home." Hilarious, right? 1. Eddy Merckx sucker punched by a fan. On July 11th, 1975, Belgian cyclist Eddy Merckx made it to Puy de Dôme's finish line. Merckx said that 150 meters before the finish line, he was sucker punched by a spectator. During the Puy de Dôme stage in 1975, when Eddy Merckx and Bernard Thévenet got into a legendary altercation, Eddy Merckx was infamously hit in the gut. Eddy Merckx changed into his Molteni team tracksuit in the locker area. He afterwards walked with policemen as they descended the slope. He believed that if he saw his attacker, he might be able to identify him. It wasn't difficult. The man was mobbed by vigilante fans who prevented him from fleeing. Merckx had a clear view of him at the moment of the attack, and he could now confirm that the man wearing the beige jacket and white shirt was in fact him. He didn't have the appearance of a thug or a young hooligan caught up in the anti-Merckx sentiment that was pervasive in France. He was a man of middle age. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more interesting cycling content like this one. See you next time.